Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the channel of Inspiration. Yeah, it has been a long journey until I made it come true, and today is the first interview. And I just decided to interview people all around the world who have really inspiring stories, which actually support us on our individual journeys and how to follow our real soul purpose and how to be courageous in life. And there's so much to learn today from Charissa. She is a dolphin communicator. I met her in Cape Town or near Cape Town in South Africa. And I met her on my own spiritual journey where I got, via dreaming, kind of introduced to the dolphin world. And you know how the outer world reflects your inner. I got to know her. And now it's the second year I know her. We already planned retreats in Hawaii. And it's just the time to share the bliss with you. And yeah, say hello to Charissa.
Hi, lovely to meet you guys. I'm so grateful to be here with Johanna and to share with you
Yay.
lovely stories today.
And we're actually sitting on the boat, which might be the dolphin watching boat in the future. So even this is exciting. And now let's just get started. Yes, Carissa. Okay, thank you for being here. Yeah, I'd just love to understand because we're also curious. How did you get to call yourself a dolphin communicator? So, how did you meet the dolphins?
Thank you for asking that question, Johanna. It came about in a very sort of serendipitous way. As a young girl, I used to love dolphins and I used to pretend I'm a mermaid when I'm swimming in the pool. I think a lot of girls do that. And I've always had this desire to swim with dolphins in the wild. But I never, really planned it exactly, and I didn't know exactly when that was going to happen. So while I was living in America, and it was a time of some turmoil in America, I had this dream about dolphins and a very strong feeling, a sensation that I wanted to meet them, that now was the time. And that's actually how it came about at first, was through this dream that I dreamt about the dolphins, and then I just knew that I wanted to go to Hawaii and I wanted to experience dolphins in the wild if it was possible. I mean, I have had experiences with wild dolphins in Port Elizabeth in my country, South Africa, when I was a child on holiday and things like that. When I would be swimming in the ocean, I would often see dolphins. But they would be playing in the waves or I would be swimming in the waves. So it was not very long interactions.
Okay, yeah, wonderful. Um, okay, so you met them, and how did the journey unfold? That you started communicating with them, and also what can we learn about how to communicate with different spirits, animals, with that natural realm?
Um, so, Johanna, I never went on a course to learn how to speak with dolphins because that was my intention
Didn't
of
you?
what I wanted to do. No, I didn't go on a course.
Got it.
It was something that life, in its infinite wisdom, actually showed me along my way, along my participation with life. I suddenly realized that that was actually what was happening, that was what I was doing, and that it was actually quite natural. It was a quite normal faculty, and I could develop it a little bit more. So in the experience of going the distance to follow my heart and the call in my heart, and then having the experience, I was basically shown through the experience how to do it, how to
Yes.
communicate with the dolphins and what that means, what this communication means, and what it requires.
Okay, tell us a story. How did you meet the dolphins? And yeah, tell us.
So the first really big, I would say, experience was when I was in Hawaii and I'd signed up to go on this boat with a kahuna who would take us out. And I arrived in Hawaii. I'd given a lot of money for the special holiday and to stay in a hotel and everything. And then the kahuna didn't call me. There was something wrong with his boat, and I don't know. And I was quite frustrated, and all my doubts and fears came up. Oh, maybe he was a charlatan, or I've just given money for nothing, and now I'm just going to have a touristy experience. And I really wanted to just be with the dolphins, so I decided, well, I guess there's nothing else that I can do. I have to just
Yes.
surrender to what life is bringing me now. And I drove around the island and then came to this beautiful place called the Place of Refuge. And it's a very sacred place to the Hawaiian people. Very beautiful place. And there I saw dolphins swimming out in the bay. And I said to my partner at the time, I don't need a kahuna, I'll just go out and swim with them. I had no snorkel, no fins, no mask. And I went out, and the dolphins kept sort of knocking their heads on the water, and then I would copy them and do the same, or they'd flap with their tail fin on the water, and I would copy them, and I would do the same and tumble around and played. And we were just playing for hours and hours. When I came out of the water, it was 4 hours later.
Yeah.
And that was actually the first meeting with
Wow,
dolphins for such a long period of time.
And that's what you told me before. When you came out of the water, you only realized then how much you actually learned from the dolphins by being able to just sense them being so present, being in stillness, because water is giving you that stillness, that bubble of pure presence. And by just mirroring each other, we gain new resources, new energy fields, new vibrational patterns, whatever it is, and it's so uplifting. And you said that before to me so many times, that the dolphins, they bring joy and love, and that vibration is a healing vibration for us humans. So
yes, I think when I surfaced out of the water, I realized that something in my life was now changed. It was almost like a little baptism. I wasn't quite the same anymore. In diving into the water, and everything else around me was silent, was quiet, and there was no actual programming or concept. It was just this play and just this wonderful interaction. I could literally feel my heart just go like bubbles shooting open. And I realized that this was a beautiful...
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. I wanted to talk.
I always love to listen, Charissa.
Okay,
it's just that, I'm getting so much inspiration by you talking. And it just reminded me on your Hawaii retreat, where I'm just feeling the bliss of now being in such joy and love sensations. And then also going through the day, ending with a fire, waking up with more body work. And really deep diving into our dreams and into our visions and into our core intentions, which get supported by that new vibration of pure lightness, of being able to. And it's such a life teacher. Dolphins are life teachers, and it's a blessing.
What I noticed was, and I knew that immediately when I went into the water, that I should swim with my hands to my sides, and I should swim like a dolphin, because I'm entering their home on their terms. I'm not expecting them to play my human games. I want to be like one of them. And when I become like one of them, swimming beside them in their world, participating with them in their life, then there's a possibility that opens, a possibility for connection, and I'm suddenly available for something new, for some new information as well. I'm open.
And that's exactly, and I love to interrupt you. I'm sorry, Charissa, you know that I'm doing this because that's exactly the next story, how we can learn how to connect and communicate with dolphins. So you like that sentence, maybe tell us yourself. I'm in love, I'm here, if you want to connect to me. So sometimes you go to the beach and you just say that sentence, right?
Well, I don't think that there's a specific formula for this to happen. I think that you can be in your bedroom anywhere, if you want to connect with the dolphins or with any other animal or with any other person, you can, in silence and in your meditation, you can connect to them and you can send them love. And that connection will guide you. It will guide you to what your next steps are to do and what will show up for you when you follow your heart. So for me, in my experience, it was, yes, I would go to the ocean. I would actually prepare my heart. I would prepare myself for the meeting. I won't just plunge into the water completely unprepared, but I have, even in doing that, I had gone on a journey to be in a special place and to meet them. So in a way, I had prepared my inner life for the meeting. But I would always come from, I'm sending you love and I'm here. If you want to play with me, if you want to connect with me, I'm available.
And
I'm
there
here.
I want to hear your next story, which is so powerful, where I remember you told me you were at the beach and there was kind of the tourist thing happening, the dolphins were around, and you decided to go your own way. So tell us about that.
Well, I was sitting at this beach one morning. It was my ritual to wake up very early in the morning and then to go wherever my intuition guided me the dolphins would be, if they would like to meet with me. And because this feels like maybe there was a time in our history of humanity where we would naturally do this every day. We would either go into the forest and connect to the forest or pick our food there, or we would go and be in the ocean, and we would meet our fellow earth creatures there.
So there's
So
such
for
an
me,
organic lesson also in there.
it's just
for,
an
for
organic,
caring
natural
for the world,
thing.
sustainable aspects, yes.
Right. So I was at the beach, and I saw this wall of people chasing after the dolphins, and I really do encourage people not to swim arm over arm chasing the dolphins, you know. But I decided, no, I don't want to be part of that. I'll go over to the coral reef, and if the dolphins want to play with me, I'll be over there. So I got my fins on and I went out and I was swimming, and I was just sending love, as I love to do in the ocean, or I would sing through my snorkel, I love you dolphins, I love you, yeah. And
I do the same thing.
and I was opening my eyes, and then two big dolphins, they were right beside me. They squeezed me between them with all their muscles, and then they just dragged me through the water.
I love
and they dragged me for quite a while. Actually, one of my friends came into the water and he took a picture at that time. Just when I had the thought, you know what, I have to come up for air, guys. Where are we going? So I had that moment of, I'm not sure that I can do this. But the dolphins actually gave me this image of, don't worry, it's not you separate from us, you with us, and we're like one being, because that is how a dolphin pod works. It's like one. So we when I had the thought of, guys, I'm human, I need to come up for air, they just gently let me go, and they came up and we surfaced together and we took a breath together, and then we just played for some time. And yes, I was grateful that I took a little moment, a little step back, just to see, well, what would be the appropriate thing to do, and that was what happened. So a wonderful, beautiful, just grace. It's just by grace.
It's that grace, and it's that thankfulness we just sometimes don't know how to give gratitude for. So it could be tears of love, of joy, whatever it is. And I also want to encourage you, all of us here, to really listen to your guts, to your intuition, which path to choose, to go a sidetrack, to listen to where your quality of energy wants to match, and not do the main thing just because you're safe. And this also connects with our time. I call it our Corona occupied time right now. I call it times of mind shift, because we see that outer possible security, safeties are not really nurturing us anymore. So the question is, what's really giving us hold and peace and growth? And it is the strong connection back to nature and the belonging of all spirits with each other. And I think also, and that's what you said also, Charissa, the dolphins are given by God, and they bring us different messages we just need to accomplish our human being and our communal being. So interesting. I want to hear one more story. Unfortunately, time is always so short, wonderful woman. And it is when you met the male dolphin with the babies.
Yes, I'd love to tell you that story, and also just connecting to what you just shared about life being so busy, and everything we do is in a way so different from what happens in the natural world. So it's good to take a little bit of time outside of time for silence and for connection, because it's the only way we can restore balance. Balance is seriously out of whack at the moment.
Consciously and
yes. So the story about the male dolphin was also one beautiful morning. I woke up, and like I usually did early in the morning, and dolphins told me to go to a specific beach and that they would be there that morning. This time that I lived in Hawaii, I knew I was not in Hawaii for another 9-to-5 job. It was a time outside of time, set apart for some other learning. I'd learned a lot from books over the years. I've spent a lot of time learning and intellectualizing things, and this was the message for me was, I'm here to learn directly from nature through experiencing something with every single cell of my being. And so I knew in order to do that, I had to keep on saying yes to what I was called to do. And one of the things was to get up early in the morning and to go swim and just keep swimming. And so I went to this beach, And when I got there was no dolphins. I was like, this is strange, because usually when you tell me to be a certain place, you're there, and today you're not. So I thought, well, instead of me doubting, I should just, go and swim and enjoy myself and show up anyway. And as I was playing, I felt this strange energy behind me, and I looked around, and there was a big male dolphin just lying very still in the water and looking at me. And I looked at him, and he came, and he was swimming around me, looking at me and echolocating on me. And that is the way that dolphins communicate, but also the way that they see with sound right through our body. So he was scanning me, every cell of my being, and I was just lying very still in the water, allowing him to go around me. And I sort of was, are you okay? Am I okay? Because it's rather strange. Normally you guys are very playful. Today you're very serious. And then he was gone. And I lay in the water for a little bit just to integrate. And then suddenly when I opened my eyes, he came back with a platoon of moms and babies.
Oh.
And the moms had leaves on their fins, and they would shake it off, teaching the babies how to catch the leaves, and in that game how to dive. And I was suddenly inside the playpen with the males on the outside protecting us, and they taught me, as if I was a baby dolphin, how to dive, how to free dive, and how to play, until I actually dived down so deep I was nearing the ocean floor. And it must have been, I don't know exactly how deep it was, because I'm not a calculating person. So
but somehow you made it.
I thought, no, I need to come up. And again they just spiraled around me, and they were like, oh, you human, we'll just come up and take air with you. And we just carried on playing, and it was very much copying and mirroring, can you do this, can you do that? And this was the experience with the male dolphin.
Oh, Charissa, this is just giving me goosebumps and so much joy. I think everybody would love to have those experiences. Yeah, it's
and
magic.
I would love for everybody to have them, because I think that, imagine when you come out of the water every morning with such an experience and your heart's so open, you would just start your day completely different, and you would think of different things to do.
Exactly.
There would be many things you would choose not to do.
And I just love you to just take this moment and invite us to your next retreat in Hawaii, Charissa.
Oh, thank you, Johanna, for that opportunity. I would love to invite you, if you feel in your heart you're truly called to meet the dolphins in their home with respect, because they are here to teach us so much about our humanity, and they're here to teach us so much about how we can do more to protect their environment through loving them and through connecting with them. And if you would like to learn how to communicate with the dolphins, then the time might be right for you to join me in November this year on a retreat in Hawaii, and we will explore this realm together, and we will also explore some of the Hawaiian culture, because I'm very grateful to the Hawaiian people and what they represent on earth. And it's important that we honor their culture and that we learn from them. Because they have such a rich culture to share with us, and there will be much to share. So if you would like to experience this, then please connect with me, and please send me an email. Please send me a little bit about yourself, so that I can get to know you a little bit, because I'm going to be spending quite significant time with you and some other beautiful people, and we can experience this and seed it all over the world, and create a better life for everyone.
Sure, this is big, and who doesn't actually want to be guided by Charissa through it? I mean, look at your ocean, and now look at us again. No, I think we should just make this effort to treat ourselves to something new, and expand to this bliss and growth. And thank you so much, Charissa.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And thank you, Life, for giving me that experience of pioneering this and paving the way for you, if you would like to experience it as well, in a guided way, in a safe way, and in a held space.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, I say lots of love also to you guys out there. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Thank
Let's
you,
spread
Johanna.
the joy.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you.